Today on TVC News, the UT-Florida game this weekend was one for the books. We have coverage of all things game day weekend.
Plus, a tuition scam is deceiving many students across the country. How can you keep you and your wallet safe from scammers?
And an inside look behind the scenes of ESPN's College Game Day, broadcast from right outside of Ayers Hall. All that and more coming up.
Welcome to another episode of TVC News. I'm Beverly Banks.
And I'm Ashley Sharp. Well, campus saw a little less orange this past Big Orange Friday.
TVC reporter Kylie Polson tells us why we saw another color across UT ahead of the first SEC game of the season.
Instead of wearing orange like a normal Friday ahead of a big game like the One Team 120 played this weekend, SGA asked the students consider wearing purple in honor of a person who led many great teams herself.
This past Friday, students came and stopped by Pedestrian Walkway to celebrate Big Purple Friday, benefiting the Pat Summitt Foundation. Students had the opportunity to buy t-shirts, koozies, card decals, bracelets, and more from SGA in order to raise money for the foundation. Students also received insomnia cookies after signing a promise to honor and remember the walk to end Alzheimer's. Associate Director Myra Loveday from the Rocky Top Institute partnered with the Pat Head Summitt Foundation and SGA to raise awareness on Alzheimer's and the foundation.
Pat Head Summitt has talked in a lot of our classes with the retail department and hospitality and tourism management, and so we give back just like something that is very valuable to what she has always talked about in coming to our classes.
SGA members helped organize the event in order to get students involved in supporting a good cause.
A cause that our students really care about, and so we thought it would be the perfect opportunity to partner with the Pat Summitt Foundation and also raise awareness for Alzheimer's.
Reporting for TVC News, this is Kylie Polson.
I'm told that all proceeds raised by SGA through their efforts of selling t-shirts, stickers, and other merchandise will go directly to the Pat Summitt Foundation and will end the search for a cure of Alzheimer's. For TVC News, I'm Kylie Polson. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Kylie. The Hill featured more than just tailgating this past Saturday as ESPN Game Day set up shop right here on campus. The weekly college football show travels to the biggest game for that weekend. For week 4 of coverage, it was the Florida-Tennessee game. The show was broadcast live from Ayers Lawn. Game Day started its weekend in Knoxville by setting up at a local Powell Home Depot, where fans had opportunities to win game tickets as well as make their own game day signs. On Saturday, the crew broadcast live from campus and gave TVC an inside look at game day coverage and setup. Although the show did feature the Battle of Bristol game back at the beginning of the month, this is the first time they've been on UT campus in 4 years.
Well, it's not game day without a little bit of tailgating before gates open.
That's right, Bev, and TVC reporter Sarah Mellinson gets a closer look at how students prepared for game day and how one UT organization helped them do it.
Well, as orange and white filled campus on Saturday, SGA was there to prepare students for the game with some tailgating fun at the annual All-Vol tailgate. Yeah. In honor of the Tennessee versus Florida football game this past weekend, the Student Government Association held their all-ball tailgate. The tailgate provided food, games, and music to get these Tennessee fans ready to cheer on the Vols. Students came out to enjoy the tailgate before kickoff at 3:30 in Neyland Stadium. We asked some of these Vol fans how they spent their game days and their predictions for the big game.
I'm feeling okay today. I think we have so many of the superstitious stuff like the smoky grays and the checker. We're good. They'll all counterbalance and we'll win.
I hate to predict this game, but I'm hoping for a Vol win right now.
The organization held their tailgate right outside of the Humanities building on campus. But SGA does more than just tailgating.
The whole entire point of the Student Government Association is to pursue the student body and to make sure that we're doing that as authentically as possible.
The event aims to build a bond between students and their SGA representatives. The All-Ball tailgate happens every year on the second to last weekend in September. So mark your calendars for tailgate season 2017. Reporting for TVC News, this is Sarah Mellinson. SGA hosts events just like this throughout the entire school year. If you would like to learn more about these events or SGA, you can do so by checking out their website, sga.utk.edu.
Thanks, Sarah. Students took out their nicest suits and polished up their resumes in hopes of finding an entry-level position at this year's job fair. Students filled Thompson Bowling Arena as employers offered jobs for a variety of majors. Both public and private organizations came out to give students more experience in their field of work, as well as offer internships for their major. Most students look forward to taking advantage of these opportunities because after graduation, looking for their jobs becomes a little bit harder.
Once you get out of college, you don't have these type of career fairs that have over 50 companies in one spot for you to get your resume out and learn what they have to offer and see what you kind of like best and where you fit in the most.
This is one of the only times big organizations come out to talk to students and where students are able to show off their resumes and experience, as well as earn some extra cash for college.
The Howard Baker Center invited students of all political backgrounds to come together to watch the first presidential debate this past Monday. Students were encouraged to come watch the debate and enjoy free pizza and drinks. This 90-minute debate was nothing short of heated. As usual, both candidates had strong opening statements. From there, Clinton and Trump had their on and off moments. Hillary questioned Trump's part business deals, and Trump tested her ongoing email scandal. It is no secret that both candidates are not the most favored. From topics covering ISIS, immigration, African Americans, and nuclear weapons, people in the audience had their fair share of comments after each candidate's response. Be sure to watch the vice presidential debate next Tuesday, October 4th.
It's Time is the theme for the 8th annual CCI Diversity and Inclusion Week. The week strives to provide students with helpful panels and keynote speakers to expose them to diversity topics. The themes of each day revolve around some sphere in society. On Monday was the cultural sphere, informing attendees of diversity in modern culture. Tuesday offered a student perspective of the diversity in the Big Orange sphere. The public sphere on Wednesday gave attendees an inside look into what inclusion's like in politics and law enforcement. And the week will wrap up with the professional sphere on Tuesday, as well as with the Diversity Festival at 5 p.m., which will have various cultural performances representing diversity from all around the world. If you would like to see a detailed view of events, you can visit the College of Communication and Information and click on Diversity.
Coming up after the break, the weather might actually show some fall-like temperatures in the near future. Ansley Daniel has your forecast for what could possibly be the first signs of fall.
And TVC Sports Director Elena Emery walks us through the Vols' first big SEC game of the season. You're watching TVC News. Stay tuned.
The UT Student Health Center offers a variety of services for students, faculty, and staff of the university. Our full-service pharmacy is staffed with licensed pharmacists who are dedicated to the health and well-being of the UT community. Located on campus across from the Rock, the UT Student Health Center Pharmacy provides the same services offered at large retail chains at your convenience. We accept most insurance plans, so you'll be able to purchase the medication you need for an affordable price. At the University of Tennessee, your health is essential. So come by our pharmacy and remember, a healthy Vol is a happy Vol.
Welcome back to TVC News. They said the first day of fall was last Thursday, but these temperatures are saying otherwise.
We have TVC's Ansley Daniel in the studio for your weekly weather report. Ansley, are we seeing actual fall-like weather anytime in the upcoming week?
You might have had to go back inside to grab a jacket this morning, or you could just plan to take it with you the rest of the week. Today was the warmest it will be until next Monday. The high today was 83 with a low of 58. Tomorrow, the high will be 70 degrees and the low will be 50. This weekend, you can expect partly cloudy skies with highs in the mid-70s and lows in the low 50s. The week starts back up with a little warmer with sunny skies on Sunday and a high of 79 degrees with a low of 55. You can expect the same Monday and Tuesday with highs in the mid-80s and lows in the high 50s.
Thanks, Ansley. The first SEC game of the season was definitely a nerve-wracking one. We have TVC Sports Director Elena Emery in the studio with a breakdown of the Vols' surprising comeback. Elena?
Thanks, guys. Well, Vol fans, the streak is finally over with a score of 38 Tennessee, 28 Florida. After a tough first half, the Vols came back in the third quarter, ready to prove that superstitions mean nothing. Despite having the odds stacked against them, the Vols proved themselves worthy of the win. In the second half alone, the Vols scored 38 unanswered points and held Florida's offense to 19 passing yards. Josh Dobbs was named SEC Offensive Player of the Week, while Derek Barnett was named SEC Defensive Player of the Week. After Saturday's game, I feel pretty confident about the Vols' ability to go against Georgia. Let's see what Coach Butch Jones had to say about Georgia in his press conference. In other Vols sports news, Lady Vols soccer lost a tough one to Florida on Sunday night, ending their 3-game winning streak. Goalkeepers Shay Yanez and Jamie Simmons had a combined 13 saves, but unfortunately, Florida's Savanna Jordan broke through late in the game. This week, the Vols come home to face another SEC team and in-state rival Vanderbilt on Friday night. Volleyball goes on the road this week to take on South Carolina on Wednesday. This is the first of 4 road matches for the team, and they will face Florida over the weekend. Last week against Mississippi State, Bree Holmes led the team with 14 kills, and Vols debuted 5 players, including standouts Tessa Grubbs and Sedona Hansen. South Carolina's game is the first nationally televised match, so make sure you don't miss out. If you're going to UGA, don't forget to wear your orange proudly and cheer on your Vols loudly. That's it for me. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Elena. For students who signed a lease at the Standard anticipating moving into a complex at the beginning of the semester, moving in has been the last thing that students are doing.
On this week's TVC Investigates, TVC's own Beverly Banks looks into why students are being kicked out of their once-promised hotel rooms.
Construction signifies progress in the community, but for some Knoxville residents, nonstop construction of the Standard apartments leaves them hanging in the balance. Out-of-state student Maya McCullough details the difficulty of her commute from her alternative accommodations at a West Knoxville hotel.
We ended up being all the way out in Cedar Bluff, which is about 15 to 20 minutes with traffic from campus, so that's been hard, traveling back and forth.
Many non-hotel residents, like student Taylor Kennard, face the challenge of locating their belongings.
It's definitely been stressful for sure. I've had my clothes in my back of my car for 6 weeks since I've left home, and I constantly can't find my clothes, can't find things.
Center for Leadership and Service employee Whitney Sawyer expresses her frustrations with miscommunication.
Like they message us the night before around 6 or 7 p.m. and let us know we're not moving in the following day.
Residents, their parents, and the Knoxville community await for the last brick to be laid and for a definitive move-in date. This is Beverly Banks reporting.
Stay with TVC News for updates on when the Standard will actually be opening and how this continues to affect students almost halfway through the semester.
Coming up after the break, we have the latest on a tuition scandal that is affecting students around the country, what we know about a student attacked on campus, and this year's Pickle Fest. Stay tuned.
All right, but we're only buying what you can wear out.
Really?
The class is called Campaigns. We take everything we've learned so far in PR and put it all together. The client is Autism Breakthrough of Knoxville. Having the experience of pitching to a real-life client is great knowledge to have going into a real life.
Welcome back. Fraudsters are targeting students across the country asking for fake tuition payments, and you could be next. The scammers are said to be specifically targeting international students in a few universities around the country by offering them discounted tuition. The scammers are asking for students' personal credentials that get them into personal portals like the MyUTK system at UT. Then they log into a portal and make a tuition payment that they then require the victim to verify. Once the victim has verified, they are asked to reimburse the scammer with their own money, giving the scammer access to the victim's personal banking information. Although this has not happened specifically here at the university, it could. So what do you do if this were to happen to you? If you feel you have been targeted by the scam or would like to learn more information, UT is advising students to contact Personal Development by calling them at 812-339-6374 and asking to speak with Dane Newquist.
Students majoring in speech pathology joined together this Thursday to spread the news about health screenings. TVC reporter Cameron Rowlett has more on the story.
Every day, thousands of people become hearing impaired. In fact, hearing impairment is the most common birth anomaly in the world. But a group of graduate students are doing their part to raise awareness around the campus of the University of Tennessee.
We are students studying audiology and all that's encompassed within hearing evaluations and balance testing. And this event was put on by our students to raise awareness in the public. So for this week,
One of the biggest fears that comes along with testing is the fear of the unknown and what could be.
Like, they don't really know what hearing screenings are, so I think that we do our best to try and educate them and let them know it's not a scary thing. All you have to do is just press a button or raise your hand.
So, just how are students feeling about the testing?
It was pretty quick and simple. I did a good job.
It was good. They were organized and professional, and I passed.
This week you got a negative balance screening, which means that it's great. Everything looks good for now.
Reporting live from the campus of University of Tennessee, I'm Cameron Rowlett.
Thanks, Cameron. A student was assaulted while walking in Fort Sanders neighborhood early Saturday morning. 19-year-old Jacob Carpenter was walking through the neighborhood at around 12 a.m. when he was attacked by 3 men. The men knocked Carpenter to the ground and continued to throw multiple punches at his face. Carpenter says he's not aware of the intent of the attack, considering nothing was stolen from him. The photos of Carpenter have gone viral online, and many are calling the attack a hate crime, as Carpenter is an LGBT student. No information has yet to be released revealing if this was, in fact, a hate crime. No arrests have been made in the case, but Knoxville Police Department says if you have any information on the attackers, you can reach them at 865-215-4010.
The French Broad Conservation Association had its annual Pickle Fest this past weekend. Many local favorites, including Cruz Farms, joined the event to celebrate the preservation of food and the memory of a special East Tennessee man. TVC reporter Erin Pemberton has the story.
A celebration to educate those on the preservation of local food and to preserve the memory of a local icon. The French Broad Preservation Association hosts Pickle Fest, an event that features vendors and activities for all ages and pickle lovers alike. Dedicated to Harry Pickle, a longtime Riverdale community member and owner of the country store. The festival's purpose is to educate those on the conservation of local food in our area.
He passed several years ago. He was 93, and of course he was an icon in our community. And so we decided to have something in his honor, so that's why we have the Pickle Fest.
Though pickles are a big part of the event, the festival had a variety of activities, and local businesses come together to share their products and celebrate a historic community.
So we have pickle contests, and we have music, and we have pickle poetry, and we have games for kids, and we're just celebrating the preservation of local food because this is a farming community.
No matter if it was to try a pickle on a stick or learn more about the French Broad Conservation Area, people came from near and far in the Knoxville area to enjoy local favorites and remember Mr. Pickle.
This event took place at the historic Riverdale School with over 15 vendors and activities, including live music and preservation demonstrations, all in memory of Mr. Henry Pickle.
It's not too often that you get to take your dogs along with you to a black tie event. TVC reporter Ashley Sharp has more on why Knoxville pet owners did just that, all while supporting a great cause.
Behind the tails and the ties are 2 organizations that are pursuing a mission to help build bonds between pets and their owners. Friday, September 25th, hundreds of people and their best friends attended the Pet Safe Casino Night at the railway station in downtown Knoxville. Pet Safe is a local organization that has partnered with Habit, a nonprofit focusing on animal outreach programs and research.
We're passionate about animals.
These 2 organizations came together to raise money to support dogs. who serve a greater purpose.
What our mission is here tonight is to support Habit in what they do and what they're doing around the community, whether it's in the hospitals or the schools.
Habit dogs not only put a smile on the face of their owners, but on the faces of people throughout the community who may just need a friend.
What we do is we take medically and behaviorally screened dogs, cats, and rabbits into nursing homes, schools, hospitals, cancer treatment centers. We have 550 volunteer teams in 20 East Tennessee counties.
Through silent auction, food, and selling tickets to the black tie dog-friendly event, PetSafe helped to raise thousands of dollars to keep these dogs out in the community, wagging their tails and making a difference. For UT Today, this is Ashley Sharp reporting.
This was the 5th annual Ties and Tails Casino Night here in Knoxville. Each year it partners with a different local organization striving to build the human and animal bond in East Tennessee.
Rid of your stress and find your inner relaxation while you're studying for exams this Thursday at the 3rd Annual Yoga Fest. The event aims to educate participants in the different forms of yoga and how it can be not only a form of relaxation, but exercise as well. Yoga Fest will last from 12 to 6 on Humanities Plaza and will educate and feature many different forms of the exercise, from traditional yoga to bar and even laughing yoga. If you would like more information or the full schedule of events, you can find it on the Center for Health Education and Wellness website at wellness.utk.edu.
Pedestrian walkway is always booming, and this week will be no exception. The International Fair will be set up from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Pedestrian Walkway this Friday. The festival is the largest event hosted by the International House throughout the year. The fair is free and open to all students to come out and learn a little bit more about what clubs and vendors are available for international students.
And next Wednesday, Hodges Library will be hosting the Study Abroad Fair from 11 to 4. This is the perfect time to come learn more about study abroad and what program fits you best. You can learn about scholarships and other types of financial aid that will help you afford your study abroad trip. UT faculty-led trips, as well as other resources, will be there to tell you what they offer, as well as answer any questions that you have about studying abroad. So a lot of events coming on this week. I know you studied abroad in Italy this past summer.
I absolutely did, yes.
And did you find out about that at the Study Abroad Fair?
I did actually find out about the Study Abroad Fair, and I went into their office and talked to them a little bit and learned a little bit more about it, and it's a great experience.
So definitely check out that Study Abroad Fair and make sure you stay tuned on all the rest of the events this week. But that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Ashley Sharp.
And I'm Beverly Banks. Have a great week, UT.